So will Wendell Wilkins and John Waters be back in Chucky Season 4? Let's talk about it, and let me explain. Now, I figured since Chucky Season 3 is over and we're in the waiting time or period in between seasons, for Season 4, Chucky Season 4, let's get to Theory Season, and let's get into Theory Season. Also, Season 4 is not yet confirmed or greenlit, so be sure to keep tweeting and posting hashtag renewed Chucky and Chucky Season 4 or hashtag Chucky Season 4 and all of that. Call numbers and keep asking USA Network and Sci-Fi, the executives, and we'll get it. Hopefully, although I'm very confident we'll get it. Now, to dive into the topic of will Wendell Wilkins or John Waters be back in Chucky Season 4, I'm going to be reading off of some tweets that I post on Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Twitter of some theories I have for John Waters and Wendell Wilkins in Chucky Season 4. So let's get into it. Now, I say, since he didn't die and Jake, Devin, Lexi, and Nico are being held hostage by him, I have to assume so, that he'll be in Chucky Season 4 and John Waters will be back, since he is an acting and Chucky legend. I mean, he got acid on his face, and for fuck's sake, he's the creator of the Good Guy doll, so he has to be back. I can't wait to see more of him because hell, who cannot wait to see more John Waters? And I hope he is not an instant death in Season 4, because if he was an instant death, that'd be kind of disappointing, since there's so much potential for John Waters and Wendell Wilkins in Season 4. Anybody's heads could run wild with theories and everything, and my mind definitely ran wild with some theories. Now, maybe whoever saves Jake, Devin, Lexi, and Nika can interact with him. Maybe, and it'd be cool if Andy can meet the creator of Chucky, the Good Guy doll, and his nightmares. Now, someone did say, obviously, that John Waters' character, Wendell Wilkins, the creator of the Good Guy dolls, is not directly responsible for what Chucky did, but he did make the dolls and everything, although it is true that he didn't, technically create Andy's nightmares and, create Chucky or Charles Leroy inside the Good Guy dolls and cause all of that, but it would still be cool nonetheless. I mean, since he technically is kind of helping his nightmare now, I still feel it'd be interesting and just overall cool. Now, how they would know to go to Wendell Wilkins' house is a bit of a mystery, but I mean, Nika knew to go there and everything, although I think there's a theory that, or something, that she put a tracker on Tiffany's car, so, I'm sure they'll figure it out. I mean, Andy, Kyle, they're detectives and everything. I mean, how did they know to go to all those houses to find the Good Guy dolls that they killed after Cult of Chucky? They'll figure it out. Now, you know how I said my mind ran wild with fucking theories? Here's an absolute bombshell of a theory. Maybe he is able to reopen a Good Guy doll / Bell factory, or just make one of his own factories to start reproducing and making, reproducing, I guess that's how Gigi was made. He could just reopen one of the Good Guy doll factories / Bell doll factories, or just start making his own out of his own factory, his own house. He could definitely make some dolls in his house that he now lives in, which I feel like I have to compliment the set designers and just everybody, set locators and all of that, for Wendell Wilkins' house in Chucky Season 3, Episode 8, because it looked really cool. And someone did say it reminded them of, something that they would see in, Hocus Pocus, a haunted, spooky mansion / estate / house. And it looks really cool in, the, foggy woods / forest, the haunted, spooky forest. It's just mansion looking with, green, misty lights and orange lights. It just looks really cool. I just felt I had to compliment that amazing look in Season 3 Episode 8. Although, getting back to the theory, it is very possible he could reopen his own factory to remake, or continue making the Good Guy doll, Bell dolls, or as I said, make his own, or just start making them out of his house, which is very, very possible. Or maybe, just maybe, he returns to the one at the end of Child's Play 2, which would be absolutely nuts. Could you just imagine returning to that factory that we saw years and years and years ago at the end of Child's Play 2, where they had the final battle with Chucky with all of just the really cool set pieces and such? I feel that'd be really cool, especially with, Andy and Kyle possibly returning to help, Jake, Devin, Lexi, and Nika, and maybe Grant can, return also to help them all out. That'd be really cool, because a lot of people were saying there's no way Grant's gonna be not questioning where his friends went. Obviously there's some people, I could understand this whole want, honestly 100%, that they want him to be able to just go off with his family and not return, with the fear of him dying possibly if he does return. But I feel like I would want him to just join our group as the Quad or the Core 4, although I guess Scream already has that title, but we could take it too. Although, as I say we, as if I'm not a fan of Scream and Chucky both, so you know, we can share the title. And I feel like that'd be one of my like dream team ups and everything, like a very odd one, but a dream team up of like Andy, Kyle, and Grant. I feel that would be really cool. Maybe some other like, you know, legacy characters. I mean, there's been some like, you know, things about like, you know, Karen Barkley's character coming back, Catherine Hicks coming back, who plays Karen Barkley, and the character of Detective Mike Norris coming back since his actor also spoke out about it. So I feel there's so many possibilities of like, you know, who could help Jake, Devin, Lexi, and Nika, and maybe like a whole season dedicated to being like, you know, with Andy, Kyle, Karen, and Mike Norris and Grant. I feel that'd be really cool. Obviously, we want the trio back and everything, and obviously I feel they will get their bodies back and everything, because I can't see them being damned to the dolls and like the puppets for life. Although who knows? But as I said, that's definitely a dream team of like, you know, mine. Now, returning to the old Good Guy Dolls factory theory, I did mention and I did say, or I said, well, that building is likely demolished and gone or sold to someone else, which are very possibilities and everything, and likely it's not even still around as a Good Guy Doll factory, but it would be cool if it was, and I think they might be producing new dolls, maybe it's still around. I can't remember off the top of my head if it's closed down or still open or whatever. It'd be cool if it, like, you know, were still standing. Although I did make sure to include again, imagine returning to that place years later. That'd just be like, there's so many cool things they could do with it, and that like, you know, whole set piece, like Chucky, like, you know, demanding and commanding all of it. Although I think him, Caroline, and Tiffany are somewhere else now to find Gigi. But could you imagine John Waters just controlling that whole factory, making a bunch of new Good Guy Dolls? Because I did mention in another tweet that like, you know, these like, you know, prototype original Good Guy / Belle dolls for Tiffany and Chucky could be the final ones, even though there's other theories about like, you know, the 72 dolls on that whole like, you know, delivery truck, like, you know, maybe some others still being alive, which is a really good theory and I like it. And just in general, I feel there's just others out there, Good Guy Dolls, even though they're like, you know, even not possessed ones are probably still out there somewhere. Maybe some collectors. I mean, hell, Chucky might come for my ass for the doll. But yeah, I would just feel it'd be a really cool set piece to have back in the like, you know, the Chucky / Child's Play universe. Go back to, I think it's Chicago or somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure where the factory is, but I feel that'd be really cool. Maybe that actually, hell, going back there could help reintroduce Andy, Kyle, Karen, and Mike. Who knows if it's in the same area? It's been a bit since I've researched that all. One of the last things I did want to include is that John Waters was recently in a car accident that was a bit scary, because it's like, oh shit, what the fuck? I mean, hell, I found about it on Twitter, and I thought it was much worse than it actually is, but he did leave the hospital safely and is recovering and seems like all good now, which is really good. Hope for speedy recovery from him and everything, because he is an absolute legend. I do want him to return in Chucky season 4, although the most important thing obviously is that he is safe, recovering. Everybody involved is just, as I said, safe and recovering. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about in the video. What are your thoughts? Are you excited for Chucky season 4? Do you want Chucky season 4? Of course we all want Chucky season 4. As I said, be sure to call the numbers that like, you know, are recommended or put on screens for like, you know, Chucky season 4. Make sure to tweet at Sci-Fi USA Network. Obviously, no harassment or anything. Be nice, civil about it. And yeah, be sure to keep tweeting, you know, like, or posting hashtag renewed Chucky season 4, hashtag Chucky season 4, hashtag Chucky Army, all of that and everything. Call the numbers, tweet, post, all of that. Keep asking, keep watching on Peacock, and just rewatch everything. Make sure that they're like, you know, that they know we all want Chucky season 4, that it's gonna do well. I mean, fuck yeah, it's gonna do well. Come on, the Chucky fandom could do anything. So yeah, what are your thoughts and theories on Chucky season 4? Which characters do you want to return? How do you think like, you know, Jake, Devin, Lexi, and Nika are gonna be saved? Do you think Andy and Kyle could come back? Do you think Karen and Mike Norris could come back? What are your theories on all of that? Do you want Wendell Wilkins to return? John Waters back? Of course we all do. What are your thoughts and theories on like, you know, what will be his character arc in season 4? Do you hope it's an instant death, or do you hope he actually has more of a story in season 4? Would you actually want the old Chucky / Belle dolls / Good Guy dolls / Belle doll, yeah, the whole factory to return in season 4? Do you even think it's still up and running, or do you think it's just demolished, sold to someone else, or whatever? All of that. And yeah, what are your thoughts? As usual, all sources will be linked down below. Thanks for watching. Peace, my amigos, and peace out.